And once their interest is covered, everything else is just fair game to them. So you have to give it to Kolu. He's giving them what they want. So if you want to be very kind of like objective, clear-headed, right? You will see that what they are doing is that they are separating themselves from you. This part is for them showing how strong they are once they put out the roll call, the names of the people on their list, and they say, look at this governor, that governor, that governor. Even if those governors are woeful, performing governors, right? But since they are part of that, to say they are governors, that is a winning streak. So this guy's job is to know that if Tinubu goes down, they are all going down. So do you see what, if you are allowed to actually really do your election, so it would have been so fun, it would just be like you, the people, versus them who believes that when they form this kind of a cult-like, sort of like a power show and all that, right? They are not defeatable. Nobody can defeat them. Those who are supposed to stand up against them are joining them because they are like, no, we can't defeat them. Oh, we don't want to lose our political career in that sense. Like Umba was telling the journalist, by the way. That's the second one. We'll get to that.
You may consider moving to another platform, and that has happened. What would you say was the last straw that broke the camel's back? Can you also say that there were some overtures from the APC, for instance? The president was there some months back. Tongues were wagging there. So, in other words, were you forced off PDP, or did you voluntarily go based on reach out from the APC?
I think I alluded to this earlier on when I said, look, when...
I don't waste your time. You probably will hear later that everything I have said will be what you're going to hear from all of that. But the reason we have to do it is we need to join the center. Excuse me. The people of Enugu State needs to enjoy, for people of Enugu State to enjoy the dividend of democracy. That is why we have to join the center. Say, okay. All right, good luck. At the National Assembly, another 3 members of PDP in the National Assembly cross-carpeted again to join APC to swell their rank. And another senator also from PDP also decamped from that party to join APC, giving them the majority they have always needed. Not like there is any difference anyway. Like you've never even heard the opposition in the National Assembly opposed any bill in such a way that they just block it. No. But what I mean now is that Tinubu has everything it needs. He's got everything it needs to be anything it wants, right? But we'll get more. Here, from Kaduna, the speaker received those who are cross-carpeting to their APC.
With my constituents and supporters, I have decided to join the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party, in pursuit of our shared vision for greater development for our people. I'm fully committed to supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and to promoting unity and sustainable development in Kaduna State under the leadership of Governor Obasani. I also remain dedicated to the legislative agenda of the 10th House of Representatives under your esteemed leadership. Please accept the assurances of my highest regard with utmost humility. Signed, Honorable Aliu Mustafa Abdullahi, Yerim Andamo, MHR Ikara Kuba Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Honorable Aliu, congratulations. You have made the wisest choice of your life for joining APC. We wish you all the best and congratulations. The last but not the least is also a letter coming from Honorable Sadiq Ango Abdullahi, member representing Sabon Gari Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. And his message reads as follows. Dear Mr. Speaker, notification of resignation from the People's Democratic Party and defection to the All Progressive Congress, APC. He said, I write to formally notify you and the Honorable House of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party with immediate effect. This decision has become necessary following the lingering internal crisis within the PDP. After extensive consultations with my constituents, stakeholders and supporters, I have resolved to join the All Progressive Congress APC, the ruling party, in pursuit of our collective vision for greater progress and development for our people. I remain fully committed to supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and to contributing to the promotion of unity and sustainable development in Kaduna State under the leadership of Governor Obasani. Furthermore, I reaffirm my dedication to the legislative agenda of the 10th House of Representatives under your distinguished leadership. Please accept, Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest regards with utmost respect. Signed, Honorable Sadiq Ango Abdullahi, Member, House of Representatives, Sabanga Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Honorable Sadiq, congratulations. And you are welcome back to your own party. This is the party that you were a pioneer, a founding member. You are welcome back, and congratulations.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Yep. So, if you ask what exactly is their usefulness, almost zero. They are there if they are not discussing how to pad budget. They are there to act as a rubber stamp for whatever it is that Tinubu brings to them. All right? And then what else do they do? Then they perform this cross-carpeting left, right, and center every now and then to possibly swell their ranks and show that, yeah, they are probably on the winner sides now, especially when election is coming like that. So how fun is it going to be if all of this, if you had real elections, right? I know it's an imagination, okay? If you have real elections, so how fun do you think it's going to be for all of these guys to lose their seats, lose the governors, all of them lose their states? Like one hell of a total crackdown on them. How fun would that be? Somebody will be like, why are you going to wake up? The imagination will finish you. So Basani showing to El Rufaya that who is the boss in Kaduna. He was there to receive those decamping lawmakers from Kaduna at the National Assembly. And then it was all fun outside the, like working outside the from the chamber, so outside the National Assembly itself. Do you sometimes just imagine how Nigeria can survive feeding the mouth of all these political jobbers, their bosses, because they are all draining from the national purse every money that comes to their different state or local government in that kind of multitude, right? That's how these jobless people with funny titles, political titles, their job is to hail their political leaders, get some crumbs, and go out there and tell you APC is working, Ubasani is winning, Tinubu is winning, and the rest of that. Like, when I look at all of them, I'm like, what exactly is the job of all these guys? They said they are their supporters. Okay. But in the Nigeria context, right? Nah, they're not just supporters like that. They're not doing it for the party or for the country. They are making all those kind of screams and noise because it's got to come with something. Money. Especially money. You know? That was at the National Assembly of Nigeria. But there was a little bit of a spat between Natasha and Akpabiole too today. I think she was moving a motion for Nigeria to get involved in repatriating or bringing back home the children that Nigerians gave birth to in prison in Libya. That's a long way to say it. That's too long. Okay, let me rephrase. Natasha is said to be pushing for the National Assembly to acknowledge that there are Nigerians in Libyan prisons who also have children in prison. You got, I mean, they got pregnant in prison and they have the children there, and the children are there with them in the prison. So she's advocating for Nigeria to beam their searchlight on that and rescue these children and possibly get their mothers out of prison too. Akpabiole seemed not to really be like that, something like that.
Additional prayer, please.
Additional prayer, yes.
Uduaha, representing the people of Kogi Central. I do have an additional prayer that the Nigerian Immigration and Prison Services should liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in prisons. This is born out of the fact that numerous Nigerian women who were sex trafficked to Libya and happened to escape the unworthy, unhuman situations were arrested and detained in Nigeria, in the Libyan prisons, and they are being used to satisfy the sexual urges of the prison warders and prison officials. It is a fact that many of our Nigerian women who found themselves in the Libyan prisons are pregnant, and many have given birth to children who live in the prisons. So I would appreciate the chambers and my colleagues do approve this so that children, innocent children who are of Nigerian heritage do not suffer with their innocent mothers, that they be brought back to Nigeria. Thank you. Immigration and Prison Services to liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in Libyan prisons.
All right. Any seconder? Any seconder? Yes, seconder, the leader of the Senate.
To second the additional prayer as most ably moved by distinguished Senator Natasha.
Repeat the additional prayer so that people will understand.
Well, Mr. President, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues,
The additional prayer.
I know at all times and not situations.
The additional prayer is.
Additional prayer, please.
Additional prayer, yes.
I don't know if any of you noticed, right? Two things, because I can't be wrong on both. The first one was when Natasha said that she has an additional prayer. It was more or less like I said, two things. Akwabiole was having this PTSD, like, oh God, there she is. To the point that everything she said from what she's proposing, Akwabiole didn't hear anything per se. That he had to say the children, the pregnant mothers in Libyan prisons who birthed their children in the prison should be brought back. Brought back by the Nigerian immigration and the Nigerian prison service to liaise with. Okay, all right. Any seconder. You get what I mean? Like, his job is to listen to that what a member is saying, so as to direct direct them to the right, the right path, and say, okay, yeah, you know what, we'll kind of like transfer that to the committee of the whole, or to transfer that to the committee on finance, kind of, right? Oh, let's transfer that to the Senate committee on immigration and prison services. Sure, you get, but his mind was not there. That's my first observation. The second one was that Akwabiole was written with rage there, but he just need to maintain composure. Like, he shouldn't lose his teeth. Pretend. I was like, man, look at this guy. Like that. It doesn't really matter anyway. So she moved a very, very important sort of like a proposition, by the way. And I hope that is beyond just moving that, right? Because you'll be surprised by the time they open the prison, truly trafficked Nigerians who escaped, and they ended up being caught and reported as debtors to the Libyan this no government. There's no real government in Libya, by the way, right? So depends on whose side you get caught on. Then you ended up becoming the sex slave. So Nigeria needs to look into that seriously. One of the things, right? I'm talking about prison. We are counting days, ladies and gentlemen. In the next 6 days, something is going to happen in Abuja, and it's not just in Abuja, it is going to happen worldwide, and it is this clamor, a new reinvigorated clamor for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So a lot of people who have now understood why the injustice, right, seems to have lasted for too long, and there's a time to put an end to it, are now helping to educate others. Like, listen, this is not about IPOB. This is not even like about just a Biafra now. It is about a man that is unjustly locked up on trumped up charges that they don't have any means or any kind of like interest of prosecuting him than persecuting him. And that is wrong. Allowing this to fester this long is the reason why these guys just feel so unbothered that they could do all of this, which is a plus. The DSS themselves are becoming very much restless as well. You know what I mean? Because I think this is the way Omoyele Sowore is going about it, and letting people understand that if an Igbo man is calling, or let's say if an IPOB member, or even the IPOB generally, they are calling and say, we are going to hit Abuja, Now that's going to be a very different narrative, right? So it's so difficult for the DSS, it's so difficult for Tinubu's camp to actually spin this. You get what I mean? Like they can't really say, oh, some Igbos are coming to come and, oh, IPOB is coming to, you get what I mean? It is how are you going to spin this? So it's just going to be the collection of